What's going on, Sith friends? Darth Kimchi here. Let's set some defense, and specifically, we're going to talk about top wall baiting. So we're trying to mod for Kyber. We've got 5v5 coming back up. You guys let me know in the comment section. I love SWGOH banter. If you're excited for 5v5. So if you're new to my channel, I'm in Kyber 4. I stay competitively in Kyber 3. And I don't have any good fleet. I have Negotiator and Malevolence, it's about it. I have no fleet at all. The hottest trash fleet in all of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes with less than 7 million galactic power. I only have 2 galactic legends. So there's a lot of great people that are coming up through the levels. We all know there's not enough time to build enough galactic legends. There's even not enough time to build fleet on top of that. So when you get to Kyber, you have to prepare your roster to go super heavy on defense just to give yourself a fighting chance. All right, let's set some defense. All right, let's go to my wall and take a look. We're going to go top wall baiting. So in the top wall, usually when you're coming up through the levels, you're going to face opponents who have double your fleet. So they want you to fight their fleet. They're proud of their fleet. They're proud of getting what they achieved. So usually they always go to the top, or just because they know that you don't have as much fleet as they do, so they can get through your top wall. So up here, the fleet is worth more banners. Conquer is 219. Down below, it's 210. So a lot of people do go to the top. So top wall baiting. So like I said, guys, there's not enough time to build enough galactic legends. When you get to Kyber, you must prepare your roster to where you will not use any GLs on defense. There's a lot of great people who follow my show that say that they use, Jedi Master Kenobi on defense. They're putting certain galactic legends on defense. You can't do that anymore. They are too valuable for offense. Now that Jabba is always on defense, you've got to save your galactic legends for offense. So top wall baiting. So of course, my top wall gets usually between 8 to 12 holds. All the good people that are coming through the levels, we basically only have between 8 to 12 teams on offense. So your major thing to try to do is to mod Relic very well, work on proper datacrons. You must get holds. If you just got 2 holds, 3 holds on the top wall, that could totally mess up your opponent's whole offensive attack. All right, so first off, we're going to talk about GAC as like it's a chessboard. That's why I look at it. So basically, you need defensive chess pieces. So all these great people that are using gas for offense, for Malgus, for Galactic Legend Ray, you're probably not in Kyber, or you're probably getting full cleared. So when you guys are watching this show, get your roster ready. If you're in a Rhodium, Chromium, start setting these teams on defense and just keep working on your defense. The higher you climb, the more teams you need on defense. So let's go ahead and start. So of course, gas in the 501st is a huge defensive chess piece. This is pulling your CLS squad, your gas mirror match. But nowadays, where I'm at in Kyber, I always face people with full rosters, at least no less than double to triple my galactic legends. SWGOH.GG shows everyone using Sith Eternal for my 501st. That to me is amazing. It's pulling a galactic legend from you because they're not going to use CLS. There's only certain teams you can use for certain teams for counters. So I have Mara Jade on the bottom wall. They're saving their CLS for that. So I see Sith Eternal used for my gas squad all the time, and it fails. That to me is only because of the datacron. Before datacrons, you could solo a gas 501st squad with just Sith Eternal. They could be extremely well modded, but nowadays with the datacron, proper datacron, it fails. So first, we'll talk about the datacron. You guys know I always say datacron for how your opponents are attacking your squads. Go to swgoh.gg, check your defense. I don't use it for offense. I think that's cheating. So first, talk about the datacron. All right, so Gas is gonna sit down. He's out of this. So it comes down to the clones. So when Gas is sitting down, they're attacking Sith Eternal, and usually it's Wat Tambor. That's it. They're doing C, Wat Tambor. Whenever light side allies use a basic ability, they gain speed up for 2 turns. So when Gas is sitting down, they're eventually going to start using their basics. They get speed up to compete with the speed from Sith Eternal. Then the next one. Whenever a Clone Trooper ally uses a basic ability, Clone Trooper allies gain 5% critical damage stacking until the end of the battle. They're doing massive amounts of damage. So what do you want to see on the stats? Critical damage, 67%. Offense, another 37%. These clones are going to work when Gas is sitting down. So it depends on your datacrons and what do you have. Now, if you don't have this datacron from the last time datacrons were around, you want something with massive amounts of damage. They must drop Sith Eternal quickly. So, of course, if your SWGH.GG has CLS taking out your Gas squad or a Gas mirror match, you want to see things like protection, defense. I have datacrons with like 100 something % defense, which would be fantastic for Gas, but Gas versus Sith Eternal, defense goes out the window. So this is how I have my Gas squad, datacroned. Now let's go through the team real quick. Like I said, we're doing top wall baiting. This top wall must be super thick. You should have Gas on your top wall. So really quickly, we're gonna go through some just kind of thresholds where you want your team to be at. General Skywalker on defense, he should have no less than 140,000 protection. If they're using CLS, they're gonna drop him quickly. Hopefully not enough to where he still stands up. Speed, 256, totally fine on defense, between that 245, 265 range. Critical damage is from the datacron. Damage, extra damage from the datacron. So his counter is extremely deadly, almost 13,000 damage. Survivability, like I said, I don't care about because it's Sith Eternal. Thresholds that you should have on your Gas squad. Next, you've got Rex. So Rex is only at R5. Talk about relic levels. Your Gas better be R8 by the time you reach Kyber. He should not be below R7. Rex R5 is totally fine. Yes, to get him to R7 will be fantastic, but everyone's working on so much. R5 is totally fine. So with Rex, to me, speed is all I care about. 321 speed. If your opponent is using a gas mirror match, everyone mods their Gas squad pretty well. The faster Rex could just guarantee that win. So 321 speed. Next, you've got Echo. Echo R7, Arc Trooper R8 for Lord Vader, my Lord Vader journey. You know, R7, R8 are totally fine. You know, it's very hard to put so many offense mods on so many tunes. I mean, you've got Gas with offense mods. You got Arc Trooper with offense mods because the turret can't crit. You're probably going to have critical damage on Echo. Now, the critical chance, yes, he does crit when another 501st does crit, but I'm not looking for, you know, just end game mods. Whatever I have better secondaries on, that's why he has a crit chance secondary, but I do want him to crit as well. Thresholds to hit. Of course, you'd want more protection over health, because if your opponent does use a CLS squad, Chupio does damage off of the expose, off of your max health. So protection, focus on, but the secondaries like speed are more important. 262, yes, that's fast for Echo. You want him fast. I learned from a great buddy, I think it was Jope, or my good buddy, hello there, that the faster your clones are, the faster Gas stands back up. But against Sith Eternal, a little bit different. So 262 speed. Clones will go to work when Gas is down if Echo's super fast. 262, look at the critical damage. He's your damage dealer. Almost 9,000 damage with critical damage mods. He does special damage as well on his AoE, 13,000 damage. Damage dealer. Same thing with Arc Trooper. Turret can't crit. You should have maxed out square, maxed out triangle, maxed out cross, all offense. Offense. Up here, you could do critical damage primary, but you should have offense percentage and speed in the secondary because of the turret. Offense up here with 24 speed. You cannot have an offense without a speed on Arc Trooper. He's got to be no less than 290 speed. So of course, the faster the better. No less than 290 speed. Health protection, like I said, protection would be better over health. But damage, 12,000 damage. With the Datacron, I think he's over like 13, 14,000 damage. Okay, let's go to, like I said, R8s because of Lord Vader. 5s. Your 5s should be super, super thick. He should also be no less than R8 in Kyber. You want to get hold. You want to make them thick. So R8, all defense mods because of C3PO. You want your 5s. I have a defense, I believe, cross or triangle. So 106,000 protection. Remember, you want more protection than health. We're not talking about the cam event where you want to switch this, but for Grand Arena. Speed, you don't want to have any speed. You want speed on 5s. The main things that when they cut through Rex is you want speed and damage. Speed's 224. Damage is at 7598. So it's good damage transferring over. Yes, of course, defense, primary does not transfer over to the clones, but the secondaries are really good for my 5s. So you want him so thick to where your opponent goes after 5s, but they can't get through him. So gas stands back up. So very, very thick. 81% armor. Proper relic levels. This is how your 501st squad should look. If they're not as good as mine, they're not ready. Keep working on them. And then, of course, like I said, proper Datacron. So let's say when gas sits down, this is going to work to beat Sith Eternal. All right, so that's your gas squad. Like I said, if you're working on your roster right now, you're having some fun watching the show, put gas on defense. You can't save them for offense anymore. I'm talking about all the good people like me that are below 6 million galactic power. Gas is a huge defensive chess piece. All right, next, you've got Qui-Gon Jinn. So why this baits your opponent to the top is because everyone has a counter for gas, Sith Eternal, CLS. Everyone tries to have a counter for Qui-Gon Jinn, you know, some JKR squads, Bad Batch. Everyone has a counter for CLS, you know, gas, CLS mirror match, you know, Treya squads. They're going to come to the top because they know they can take this out. And then they see that your fleet is not as good as their fleet, so that they're going to try their best to get through the top wall. You've got to have like your chess pieces, your rooks, your horses, the diagonal piece, the knights. That's these squads right here. But then put something tricky like Tuskens. This is like the queen on the board is Tuskens. We're going to talk about the king part 2. So Tuskens, no one really has a counter for it yet. They've never faced it. In 3v3 with Tusken Raider Omicron is disgusting. I have faced it, it's nasty. 5v5, this is the queen on the board. This is gonna pull something that they think they can take it out. They're gonna mess up. Like I said, these 4 teams right here, you've gotta get hold. Not just one and dones. You want at least 6 battles, 7 battles. These walls this wall right here consistently gets between 8 to 12 holds. That's what gives me a fighting chance. All right. So next we're going to talk about Qui-Gon Jinn, how to properly mod this squad. Everyone should achieve Qui-Gon Jinn. You should, in your progression in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, move on from Padme to Qui-Gon Jinn lead. So relic levels, Qui-Gon Jinn, you want them at least R6. Yes, all R7 would be great. R7 cam for my guild. But of course, we're working on so much stuff. So don't make him super, super weak. So of course, we're gonna look at the Datacron first and what is used on swgoh.gg. Oh, I need some better music. All right. So first off, when I check swgoh.gg, I see a lot of Bad Batch. Bad Batch fails against my Qui-Gon Jinn team. Jedi Knight Revan teams fail against my Qui-Gon Jinn team because they're so fast. This team, I can't remember ever being soloed. If it was by Sith Eternal. So Sith Eternal is used for gas. And then you have Qui-Gon Jinn right below it. So how to mod them, also proper datacron. All right, so we're gonna look at the datacron first. I mod them for Bad Batch in mind. So whenever light side allies use a basic ability, they gain speed up for 2 turns. It's gonna make them super, super quick, and they're already super, super quick. This one right here. Whenever Jedi allies grant a buff to another ally, that ally gains 10% turn meter, limit once per turn per ally. Remember that, 10% turn meter for a buff. And then you're going to give Anakin more offense, more critical damage, crit chance I don't care about, the armor penetration. This team is already doing massive damage. If you don't know what you're doing against this team, it could go wrong very quickly. All right. So with Bad Batch in mind, we're going to look at Jedi Knight Anakin first. You've got to make Jedi Knight Anakin very, very fast. Bad Batch can take out Qui-Gon Jinn team very easily. I do it all the time. So let's take a look at the stats, thresholds to hit. So speed, 319. All I care about is speed and damage. This is a 379 speed Jedi Anakin. There is no Echo that's outspeeding my Jedi Anakin. He is going first. His damage, 8,800. Now, of course, I have 4 critical damage. So many tunes need offense mods. Offense, critical damage. I would not use health speed mods. Yes, a lot of speed is gained from this team, but he does not hit as hard with speed. I've done it before. I've had him 4 speed, 4 critical damage. I don't care about the mixed match secondary set. It's a straight speed offense build. So of course you want to do offense percentage on, you know, the cross. You want critical damage here. There is no offense percentage, but he does crit very hard. Maxed out the square up here. Offense percentage in here. You've got offense percentage in here. Offense percentage in here. He's a damage dealer. He goes to work. All right, remember the datacron. So the problem with this team against Bad Batch is that, yes, Jedi Anakin will go first for a big hit. Definitely guarantees your opponent cannot use a weak Bad Batch squad. He will end it quickly. If they have Lord Vader, they're going to have R5 Bad Batch. So he can go very quick to go first. But then the rest of the team has to be pretty fast as well. So remember, when Jedi Anakin goes, because of the datacron, overpowering assault, deal physical damage to all enemies and grant all allies offense up and critical chance up for 2 turns. That's 20% turn meter. So basically guarantees that they should all go before before Echo even takes a turn. All right, let's go pull them on the board. We'll talk about that real quick. All right, relic levels, like I said, R7 for sure. Jedi Anakin should be R7. He's your damage dealer. Luminari belongs with Qui-Gon Jinn, Omicron, a double Omicron team. Ki-Adi-Mundi, even if you have him at 4 or 5 stars, you know, gear 7, gear 8, he's still viable because of Jedi Council. To get them 30 speed, Cam does get 80 speed and offense, more max health. But this right here, support or healer role have an additional offense equal to 10% of their max health. So Luminara is doing a lot of damage. All right, so you've got to make them fast. Don't just put crap mods on them. That's why your Qui-Gon Jinn team's not getting holds. This is a 285 speed Cam plus the 80 boost. He's at 365 speed. That's a lot faster than a lot of people's Echoes. Okay, and then you've got Luminara. So Luminara, I had some good banter with a good buddy on the last comment we did about how Echoes are so fast. Let's say Echo outspeeds my Anakin. He's going to put out, you know, the days so where Tech goes and stuns everybody. I was trying to get her to a speed where she goes before Tech, but that's going to be very hard to do because Master Healing's Blessing, Echo's Rolling Bomb can't be evaded, so they're going to take off all the buffs. But for, you know, Tech to stun everyone, Master's Healing gives tenacity up. So you want her to be super quick. You know, I'm not going to talk too much about her because most people won't have Luminara Omicron. So 278 speed plus 60. I'm trying to shoot for 290, 338 speed. So 290 plus 60 is like 350. To be a very fast Luminara. When she does put Master's Healing, she gains 50 speed. So it's a very quick team. Plus all the term meter from the Datacron will make this team very nasty. Mace Windu, I just put health and defense mods on. Not really worried about his stats. He's just there to be a tank. But you don't want garbage mods on like Qui-Gon Jinn. You want them all to be pretty quick. You know, Qui-Gon Jinn, basic modding, offense on the cross, offense on the triangle, offense on the square maxed out. I had to move this mod on. Up here, you know, you want speed as well. Try to make him thick. You know, a lot of times with proper Datacron, he can survive. So the first battle, they take out Qui-Gon Jinn. The second battle, they take out the whole squad. So that right there can also get multiple holds, more than 2 holds. So that's kind of a little bit of how your Qui-Gon Jinn team should be modded. Jedi Anakin, you've got to get him super fast. Got to get him super fast. If not, I use Bad Batch for that all the time as well. So everyone has counters for their teams. So they're going to go to the top wall baiting. Next, you've got CLS. So CLS is a great defensive chess piece. You know, everyone's, you know, if you have the luxury to save it for offense, if you're coming up in the levels, it's so hard to build Galactic Legends. You know, if you get to where I'm at with less than 6 million galactic power, you at most have 2 GLs with a great fleet, 3 GLs with a not so good fleet. You may have another GL because of the Ray pack that everyone bought, but you've got to put super thick teams on defense. CLS is another great team. So swgoh.gg, what's taking out my CLS squad? Traya. A lot of Traya squads going after my CLS squad. I see it all the time. So proper Datacron. So through them for a Traya squad, you know, yes, when they use a basic ability, they gain speed up. So the more turns they take, they could just start defeating themselves. It's more of the side stats. You have got to get through a Traya squad quickly. It's not a guarantee. I have faced a couple of CLS squads with the Traya team, and they just blew through my squad because there's so much damage going on. So in 3v3, I use CLS, you know, C3PO, Chupio. So a defensive Datacron is great because they're not going to use Traya. But in 5v5, defense would make no sense if Traya is taking out your CLS squad. So you want to blow through them quickly. You know, the starting blow from Han with everyone assisting for armor penetration, 113%, 67% critical damage, another 8% offense. Critical avoidance I don't care about, but I can't get the materials from this last time's Datacron to make it even better. But you want all that damage to try to blow through a Traya squad so quickly. Like I said, great Datacrons can, you know, make counters go through, and they can also stop counters. So if you got, without these Datacrons, these are one and done teams. They're so easily taken out. So that's why I do understand why Capital Games brought Datacrons to the game, because nowadays counters fail. Sith Eternal does not easily take that out anymore. It fails all the time. All right. And then, so just talking about a CLS squad, if you're putting them on defense, this is how he should be modded. 4 offense, 2 tenacity. The AI is a dummy. On defense, they're going to use call to action way too soon. So stats-wise, with so many tunes being so quick, to get CLS over 300 speed is a mission on its own. So 315 speed is really good. Critical damage is great. Tenacity, 115%, starting off with 215%. That way there can't be any debuffs going on, any ability blocks going on at the beginning of the battle. Damage at 9,800. Ooh, that song was really loud. All right. So on the cross, you know, he should have, like I said, depending on how you're modding him, on defense, tenacity primary, but in the secondary, potency, don't really care about just because I want resisting to turn into turn meter, but look at the offense, 7%. On the triangle, critical damage, offense percentage, speed. In the arrow, offense percentage, look at the defense. Potency I don't care about. If that defense was the offense, whoo, That would be fantastic. All right, so that's CLS. Let's bring up quick little thresholds. So if you're gonna do, CLS mirror match, the faster Han shoots first, 277 speed. You just want Han for speed and damage. You don't need a critical chance when he's relicked. He already has so much critical chance. Health secondary is probably definitely most beneficial. C3PO. I mod for defense, for speed, to tenacity. I don't want any of his debuffs to land. I want it to turn to resisting, turn into turn meter, keep a CLS squad rolling. Speed, he's at 300 speed with this kit. If I can get him to 315, 320, yes, that would be fantastic. But so many other tunes need speed. Base speed of 300. He's not doing any critical damage. But look at the potency and tenacity. So for offense, yeah, potency would probably be great, but I don't want him to land any debuffs. He has 10% from his kit. He's at 77%. He's still landing debuffs a lot. I want resisting. I want that turn meter chain to keep rolling. So tenacity, 128. He gets a huge boost from Chupio. Even CLS does. I forgot to talk about it. So CLS is undebuffable until he uses call to action. He's getting around probably 150, 160% tenacity. So C3PO taking turns, putting out expose, getting resisted, turning into turn meter is super, super beneficial. Chewbacca's, I have them both modded for full tenacity sets. The better offensive mods are on Chupio because he does the most damage. I don't want Chewbacca to get stunned for the whole battle. So he's over 175% tenacity. Speed, 233. He does do a lot of assisting. Damage, 7,800. When you're going full tenacity builds, of course, you want to 6-dot the square. Try to have a critical damage primary because they crit all the time. Try to have offense percentage in the secondary. Same thing for Chupio. All tenacity. He has 156% tenacity, big boost from his kit. Speed, 285. Be beneficial to get Chupio very quick as well. He should be the second fastest one on the Rebels because he can put out blind. And if it gets resisted because it can't be evaded, it turns into turn meter. So make him super quick. Damage almost at 9,000 with all tenacity mods. Here, you want critical damage. This is on Chupio instead of Chewbacca because Chupio assists whenever they use any ability. So he's doing a lot of damage. Critical damage, offense, speed, tenacity, no offense percentage. There's offense percentage up here, max out the square, a little bit here, flat offense in there. Like I said, I don't want this video to go too long. You gotta have them properly modded. You can't have a full R5 CLS squad. They should be taken to appropriate relic levels. R7, R7, R7 Chupio. It'd be a beneficial squad to get a full R7 except for maybe C3PO. All right. So the Datacron for CLS against Traya, like I said, you gotta blow through them super quickly. All right, so set your CLS squad. I just said it. Should be super thick teams on top. Go super heavy on defense and then just try to start working on your offense. We will do a show on offense coming up pretty soon. Last but not least, Tuskens. I think Tuskens is a great squad to build. Something down the road, it's going to come for Tuskens. They even bring like another Tusken to the game, maybe like a taunting tank like Brood for 5v5. So modding them very well. Tuskens, this is the first time I've had them full relic like this to see what they can do on defense. So they get a lot of tenacity, a lot of defense. They put out a lot of dots. The longer the battle goes on and you can't get through them quickly because they're going to stun you. They can't be debuffed. They're so thick with defense. You will start to destroy yourself because of all the dots. So of course, Datacron wise, whenever dark side allies resist a debuff, they're going to do a lot of resisting. They're going to get health, protection back. I want to see health steal on them. Would be great to get that health back. Critical damage, I don't care about that because I want them to survive. I may shoot for more defense, more like flat health, flat protection, more health steal, maybe even more defense as well. All right, so Tusken Chief Chain is a great tune. You know, I like, you know, Star Wars, you know, like the Mandalorian, I like the Tuskens. So he is a super, super fast tune. I don't have full blown out mods on him. And he's 360 speed Tusken Chief Chain. That right there throws your opponent off. I don't think imps can beat this squad. I'm not too sure because all the attackers, they get frozen. So to make them so thick, he's 360 speed. Look at the health. Look at the tenacity, 157%. They're well over 200% when they start getting all the buffs from the kit. I've got Tusken whoops, my bad. Let's put them on the screen. Okay, I've got Tusken Warrior with critical. I said I don't have offense mods. 4 critical damage, 2 critical chance. She's the damage dealer. You know, still good mods. 261 speed, critical damage, offense. I've got Tusken Shaman R4, you know, with the proper Datacron for more defense, I can save getting them to R5. You don't have to R5 tunes anymore because of the Datacron. Can be level 1, level 2, or level 3, I believe, or something. R1, 2, and 3. I want Tenacity on most of them so they don't get debuffed. Tenacity well over what needs to be to not be stunned or ability blocked. I think is a big tune to get very fast as well. I got him at 290. I'm shooting for around 320 would be great because if they do like stun Tusken Chief Chain, he can speed everybody up. It's a big tune to get very fast as well. I think I have tenacity here over potency. Yeah, I want more tenacity. Tenacity, like I said, I want them all to be around 100% tenacity. And then Tusken Raider is your damage dealer, 4 critical damage, 2 critical chance. I'm going to work on his mods as well. I'm not very happy with his mods, how he is, but I will make him pretty nasty. All right, so that's basically top wall baiting. I'm going to set my Tuskens. So we're going to come back and talk about, you know, the bottom wall, the back walls, but you got to put great teams like this on defense with great Datacrons. So what gives me a fighting chance, guys, is you got to put down really, really good squads on every single wall. Everything is going on defense to give yourself a chance because we lack fleet, we lack galactic legends. So I'll show you the bottom before we get out of here. So this is what the bottom wall should look like. Teams that nobody really, you know, has proper counters for yet. They're kind of confused. Vander Chewbacca will be Relic by the time 5v at 5 starts. We'll talk about this team later. You know, Mara Jade, you know, because CLS, either top, bottom, where are they going to use it at? And then you've got Treya. I've got Inquisitors on the down wall. We'll talk about that. And then the back wall, you've got to have that really good team that just holds that back wall. This is my Captain Drogon. This is a nasty, nasty team. You achieve things like Sana from, you know, getting great tunes like Dr. Aphra. Star Killer Great gets you great tunes. This is the back wall, which we'll talk about as well. All right, guys, if you enjoyed this show, definitely blast the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Respect the grind. Keep on sitting. And until next time, Darth Kimchi signing out.